focus, man.
All right, so we're just coming on to the main street here. And this is dead center of the city. You really can't get much more central than this. If I was to live here one day, if I was to retire, this is the neighborhood I would want to be in. You guys are going to see, but everything is super walkable. You've got 2 or 3 supermarkets within a 5 to 10 minute walk. You've got loads of restaurants, loads of bars. Then you got shopping options as well. And it's actually pretty quiet, so I'd say around 9 o'clock, you really can't hear anything on these streets. That's been my experience since I've been here. So it's a little bit windy right now. And it's surprising me. Oh, we got a car behind me. Gotta move out the way. So you can see these streets are super narrow. These little alleys. The ground is all these little stones. So when it gets wet, they're slippery. So you have to be pretty careful that you don't mess around and slip. And then also, it's important to note that it's quite hilly here. So you got hilly, you got these rocks, and then you got rain that's slippery. It could end up really, really bad for you. So I'm just letting y'all know, I'm trying to warn you, don't come out here, end up in a wheelchair because you weren't paying attention, you were going too quickly. And don't say that Jay didn't warn you. I'm gonna give y'all my serious face. Jay warned you, Jay told you. Do not come out here and slip and fall. I've seen it happen. It almost happened to me. Thank God it didn't. But it's something you got to be aware of out here. So hit that like button. I'm putting in work out here. I swear to y'all, I'm putting in work. All right, let's bring it back to the street. Okay, so now we're coming to a much busier area. As you'll see, there's a street that's, I think, primarily pedestrian only. And here, you've got a lot of movement. You got your taxis here if you want to go to the airport or somewhere further. This is how it looks. You got your churches, you got your history. Then you got your fruit sellers over here. Fresh produce, all kind of stuff. Bom dia. Boa tarde. How much for the bananas? Quanto?
150.
150. For these? Yeah. Okay. So. Obrigado. All right. So I got my bananas, y'all. Fresh. I need some potassium. So I went to this one the other day. This is called the Mil Sabores Gelateria Artesanal. And they've got a whole bunch of different flavors. You can get popsicles, like it's like gelato, but it's on a stick. So it's not quite a popsicle, but like it's the same texture. They blended it up. Then over here, this one, Venezia. I haven't tried, but it's super popular. I've seen people here like all hours of the day. So it's gotta be really good. And so yeah, this is the pedestrian area I was telling you guys about. So no cars, it's just a lot of shops on either side of the street. And you got your little cafes where where you can have sandwiches. I think that's pretty much all they do. Pizza, sandwiches, like really small things that you don't need forks and knives and everything to eat. I haven't seen anybody out here with like any real plates as far as I can remember. But there may be like one or two exceptions to the rule, but in general, this is what you're gonna see. So you got some banks over here. If you need an ATM, you've got some options like right there. What else? What else? Another pizza place on this side. And then this is actually split residential. So you've got some apartments here on the main street. As you come around, and right now it's about 3 p.m. So we're having pretty bad luck. And then there's a supermarket over here. It's called Pingo Doce, and this one is open until 10 p.m. every day of the week. Maybe weekends are different. Maybe Sunday they close at 8 or something, but in general 10 p.m. you can always go in there and you can always find some food. All right, I can show you guys my gym. We're not gonna go inside the gym, but I can show you guys where it's at. So as you can see, this is a very short walk from where I'm staying at. And already I'm in the middle of everything. Now, this building you see right here, the spectacular view you got. Okay, so this building here, it says Udenot. I don't know how you pronounce that, Udenot, whatever. This building has a gym inside of it, very reasonable prices. If you're here on a short stay, I would recommend it to you. They got all the equipment you need, lots and lots of space. This is another little shopping center here. If you need to get cell phone cases or whatever, they should be able to hook you up. But here, this view, like with the mountains, you got some mist coming up. It's just incredible, man. You really gotta experience it yourself. So that being said, then over here you've got like an old market. It's called Mercado dos Lavradores. So I'm gonna try to cross here without getting hit by a car. Okay, so they let me cross. All right. Okay, so here we go. This is the Mercado dos Lavradores, and it's open every day except Sunday. And the hours are during the week until 7 p.m. And then on Saturday, they close early at 2 p.m. And like any market in the world, you've got a lot of goods, a lot of things you can get, fresh stuff, produce, flowers, if you need some flowers, and everything else. And I don't know the history behind this, but I'm sure it's been here for at least a century or two. See, my Roman numerals aren't too good, but they have some Roman numerals here. We got MCMXL. So somebody let me know what that means in regular numbers, because I don't know at the moment. Now I'm sure you guys can see this huge cruise ship that is docked here. This is actually a very popular place to dock. Different ships come through here throughout the year. So I'm going to get a little bit closer. Now this is a famous like fast food kind of tapas chain, 100 Montaditos. These aren't going to be like the highest quality tapas you would get in a traditional place in Spain, but it's a chain all over Spain and Portugal as well. And though it's okay. If you've never had tapas before, you want like a fast food version that's pretty cheap, you can check this out. Alright, so this area here is a very touristy part of the city. This is the old town. So we're gonna walk down there, but I want to show you guys just again how close we are to the water and how close we are from my apartment. This was like a 10-minute walk. We're already at the coast. So we're gonna come down here now. So we got these narrow alleys, super European feel, pedestrian only. And there's a sandwich here. It's called bolo do caco, right? I haven't had it yet. I have to have it before I get up out. Just to give you guys an idea of some of the things you can try here. This is a menu. You got all kind of things, fresh fish and the prices. You got pork neck. I can't say I've had pork neck before. I don't know how appetizing that would be, but it's an option. You got duck with rice. Lots of good things here to try. Things you probably never had before. Things you can't get everywhere, like octopus tentacle. There you go. So as you can see here, this is also stone. It's a different kind of stone than what they had in the other neighborhood when I was showing you guys. And one unique thing about this neighborhood is they paint a lot of the doors here, so they all have their own style, their own artistic flair to them. There's one. You got the eyes watching you. Everything smells amazing right now, making me want to sit down and eat, but the show must go on. So this is another place with a variety of food options. Okay. So this area here looks super touristy. So Poncha Madeira is the local rum, and you can see a lot of places advertising the Poncha Madeira. All right, so we got a little bit more sun down here. It's nice to know, nice to see. So right above us, you can see 3 cables, and there are actually cable cars that slide by. There was one just a second ago. I missed it. I wasn't able to get it on camera. But the cable cars here take you up into the mountain, which I think it's a very short ride. It's probably like 10 minutes maximum. But if you were to drive up there, it's maybe like 30 minutes. There we go. There was one. I missed. There we go. I got one. Okay. So this is where all the cruise ships get off at. And I guess they go through little tours here before they hop back on the boat. So as far as the tourists here, it's a pretty big mix. Definitely Americans, definitely Brits, Germans. I haven't ran into too many French or Scandinavians. But there's actually a lot of Spanish speakers here, which kind of surprised me. There's a lot of people from Venezuela who had roots on the island, and they started to come back in the recent years. And so, their grandparents were from here, great grandparents, and they decided to come back. I actually ran into a couple girls who told me that story. And then you have people also with no roots to this island whatsoever, and they just came here for the opportunities. Also, a lot of people from Nepal. Now, you probably don't know what Nepal is. Nepal is next to India, or part of India. I don't know all the history. I'm not going to pretend like I do. But for some reason, a lot of them have set up shop here. You see a lot of Nepalese restaurants, businesses, a lot of them folks newly arrived out here. So yeah, I told you, man, the sun is playing peekaboo. It's coming out, it's hiding, it's doing what it wants to do. So over here we have where you catch the cable cars. I gotta find out how much it is. And then you also have this skate park right here. So you got the cable cars right here, and then you got this skate park. And I gotta find out how much the cable car is. I'm guessing it's like 12 euro, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But then you gotta get the round trip if you're not trying to walk. So hard to say if it's worth the money, if you're just going to see it, or you're trying to make a day out of it, or what. So this is Europe. Europe, they really don't have a problem with nudity. So you got these nude statues, like this dude just like mid-sprint, just butt ass. But that's normal for them, so what can you say? So here is the city beach. As you can see, it's a rocky beach. There's no sand here. But local people, I guess, are used to it, you know. So even though it's not the sunniest day, at least right now, you got a good amount of people in the water. So I don't think it's too cold. So right over here by the beach, you also have this outdoor gym. And it seems like it's real popular. We got a lot of people out here hitting the dips, hitting the pull-ups, doing what you gotta do. All right, so I just got confirmation on the prices. It's 18 euro for the round trip if you want to go up the mountain and come back. It's about 20 euro. I mean, about $20. 18 euro, that's like $20 right now. Hopefully by the time you guys watch this, it hasn't gone up, because right now the exchange rate has been crazy. It's been fluctuating a lot. You know what? I hate when I come out here, because it feels like every time I come to Europe, the exchange rate is not in my favor. Ideally, it would be like 98 to the dollar, 1-to-1 to the dollar, you know, 98 cents to every $1. I mean, 98 euro to every dollar. But right now, it's about 90 euro cents to $1. So it's like you're being robbed of 10 cents every time you spend money. So it's not ideal. But that being said, even with the bad exchange rate right now, Portugal is one of the cheaper countries in Europe. Now, if you go to Germany, things are a lot more expensive, especially if you're in one of the bigger cities like Berlin or Hamburg, Munich. So this is another example. Like I told you, man, the Europeans, they love nudity. They got no issues with it. So, you know, your kids can come by and see this, right or wrong. You know, I'm not making a judgment. I'm just calling it like it is. I'm just spitting facts. They can come by and see that. But it is what it is. There are worse things, for sure. So because I have the buses behind me, I got to talk a little bit about the bus system here. So they have 1-day passes for €5. They have 3-day passes for, I think it's €9. And then they have the 5-day pass for maybe 13. I forget exactly, but it's a good deal if you're going to actually use it. You know, if you're only going to take 2 trips a day, like 1 round trip, then it's easier to just buy the tickets. But if you're going to do any more than that, then you do better if you would go ahead and just buy the 1-day pass, and then you don't have to think about anything. So especially your first couple days here when you don't know your way around, I would recommend getting a 1-day or a 3-day pass, because then after that, once you know where you're going to go, know how often you're going to actually use it, you can decide if you want to re-up and do more. But I can tell you for sure, it saved me money. Even though, as you can tell, you can do so much just on foot. That's been my experience anyway. So over here we've got some cars that have been turned into food trucks. You can get some fresh salmon sandwiches, bowls, juices at this one. This one here's got milkshakes for you. Over here they got that hard drink when you need that thirsty. That cider, that rum. Then over here you got kebab. You got a lot of options. You want that pina colada. You got them cocktails right here. You got that sweet tooth over here. So you got something for everybody. Got the cheeseburgers on deck. I told y'all they be doing the most when it comes to the statues. Like, check this one out right here. This is pretty crazy. No arms, nothing. Just like, here I go. And so if you're wondering about this flag here, the blue, the yellow, and the red cross in the middle, that is not the flag for Portugal. That is the flag of the island. Let's see if I can get a good shot of it. There we go. Okay. So that's the flag of the island. That is not the Portuguese flag. The Portuguese flag is red and green. And I think there's yellow in the middle. So one thing that this island is famous for, beyond the rum punch, the poncha, beyond the bolo do caco sandwich that I haven't had yet, and beyond the food anyway, this island is famous because it gave the world one of the greatest football players, soccer players of all time. Do y'all know who it is? If y'all know, let me know down below. Because I'm about to go to his casa. I'm about to go to his house. I'm about to show it to y'all in 4K. Yes, sir. So this is a little lounge area where you can see the ships as they come in and have a nice seat. Just get comfortable, relax, Have your sandwich like this guy. So here's a slick little lounge brewery restaurant that they have right on the waterfront here. All right, so now we made it to Ronaldo's house. All right, so it's not exactly his house, but it might as well be. This is his hotel that he opened not too long ago. On the top there's a sun deck, and inside there's a museum which explains his life, etc., etc. And there's the bust of Ronaldo.
Such thing as a life that's better than y'all.
Focus, man.